Joining me now, the Dons long-serving defender Will Nightingale. We're here in the Education Hub alongside one of your old shirts there, Will, as well. Good to see you. How's things in terms of the injury?
Yeah, as positive as they can be. Obviously everyone knows I've got a little bit of time out. Obviously when it happened, I was absolutely gutted. I love this club. Everyone knows how much I care about this club, and all I want to do is affect things on the pitch. At the end of the day, that's what I'm here to do. So obviously I was gutted. I wanted to try and play through the pain barrier, and then obviously when I found out obviously what it was, my head was down, obviously sulked, really upset, but then obviously I had to have a bit of a mindset change, and I've really got my head screwed on this time, and I want to come back and make a massive difference and a big impact. I'm working like you wouldn't believe in the gym every single day. So obviously I've still got a little bit of time to go, but I'm progressing nicely, and like I said, I want to make an impact when I come back. Obviously it won't be very soon, but I've got my eyes set on coming back to help the club.
It's good to hear. Just remind us what happened though in the game at Bradford.
So obviously it was early on, to be fair, probably maybe 2 or 3 minutes in. There was like a collision with one of their players. My leg was left in an awkward position, and I've ended up just what we've done. I've just a grade 3 to one of my ligaments. So it could have been worse. Obviously 2 to 3 months is what they said. I'm coming along nicely. Had a month of that now, or 2 to 3 weeks, whatever it is. Obviously I didn't want to come off. Obviously they scored an early goal with a free kick, so I kind of had in my head at the time just do a couple of good things and then maybe flag up that I'm struggling a bit. And then obviously 5 or 10 minutes into the game, I don't think we had another centre half on the bench, and I thought, you know what, let me get through to half time. I want to obviously try and help. So I got through to half time, said to Tim, have you got anything for me? We'll talk about it after the game. So I think he's just given me some tablets or whatever it was, paracetamol or whatever it was, and I've got through to the end of the game, and then obviously the issue was looked into. So it's one of them, like I want to do my best for the club, but at the same time I've got to have that sensible head on as well, so it's always hard to get that balance as a footballer.
Of course, we lost Alex Pearce as well. It was so early in the game that you picked up that injury. On reflection now, because I mean you've put your body on the line for the club here yet again, would you have come to the same decision? Would you have cracked on with it?
It's one of them, obviously hindsight's very easy. Obviously when you look at it from an outside perspective and when you break it down, obviously it looks very stupid, very silly. At the time I probably knew I'd done something, but to the extent I didn't realise how bad. If I'd have known how bad, then obviously I would have obviously come off. I've always found it hard to gauge my pain barriers. So obviously I'm not really the sort of person to give up in life or to just, that's me done, come off. And I think we had a really positive week that week, and the gaffer obviously told us in no uncertain terms what he expects of us, and I think we was delivering that at the time on the pitch. So obviously when you've got emotions running high and when you've got the adrenaline, obviously you want to keep doing well, and I want to do well for the gaffer and Terry. I don't think they've seen the best of me yet, by no means at all. So I've obviously got my own things going on of trying to get back to my best, and it's just one of them things. It's unfortunate, but it is a big negative for me personally, but at the same time I'm going to do everything now I can to turn it into a positive, and like I said, come back hopefully the best shape I've ever been in.
So I mean it's looking like 2 and a bit months at the moment. Last thing to say about the injury at this precise stage, but you're in the gym as well at the moment now. You're back in there doing a little bit of work?
Yeah, at the minute, obviously whilst I'm letting the ligament heal, I'm just doing upper body stuff, so I'm going to work that, obviously keep pushing myself, and then when I can start building up the legs, I'm going to really hit them hard. So at the end of the day, I'm here to work. Obviously I want to come in, I want to be around the boys and have a good time, but I'm here to work and get the best from myself, so I'm really determined to do that. Obviously I don't want to sing it from the rooftops, because obviously these are just words at the end of the day, so I know in my head what I've got to do.
So of course this Saturday you'll be an interested sort of spectator in terms of the game against Rochdale, wishing the boys all the best, but we've actually got a really good record there since we returned to the league. We've not been beaten there, including 2013, the likes of Sammy Moore and Andy Frampton when the weather hit, they had to come back on again. Last time I think we were there as well, with Ethan scoring the goal as well.
Yeah.
But in particular, February 2019, that particular game, you're the only survivor left from that entire team and substitutes as well. 4-3, a remarkable game. What do you remember of it?
Oh, I mean, I didn't know we had a good record there, because normally it's quite a tough place to go. Obviously they were in League One for quite a number of years, obviously like we was as well. They was an established League One side. They've always tried to play good football really. So yeah, we've had some positive results, like you said, 4-3, and that was with Wally Downs. Yeah, it was a very interesting time. Obviously Wally come in and yeah, obviously he was a club legend, wasn't he? So he was obviously loved. It was a very interesting time for me as well, having him. But yeah, like I think someone said to me the other day, I don't know if it was us speaking about it, I think we lost 2 of the last 15 that season, and I think that was one of the earlier results. Obviously that must have kick-started us really. So it goes to show what a positive result can do. It can obviously kick-start you. Obviously I know it's so cliche because like no one wants to lose games of football, and everyone's here to win. So we'll go there again and we'll try and get a positive result. And you never know, it can kick-start us like it did that season really. I think they're on a good bit of form at the minute. But yeah, 95th minute winner, wasn't it? Joe Pigott with a penalty. Obviously our fans were incredible that night. I think it must have only been a couple of hundred that went. Obviously it's a long away Tuesday night, but they were incredible. Our away fans are on the money, so I'm sure they will be again this Saturday. Got right behind us, and I remember the celebrations, obviously all of us knee slide into them, and yeah, you just need that bit of positivity really. Listen, we understand the circumstance at the minute is by no means good enough, but it's, at the end of the day, it's up to us players, obviously us players in the change room to talk about things, and then whoever selected us players that cross that white line to go and do the business. And I have faith in us, and that's what we've got to keep. We've got to keep that belief. Just
staying on that particular game as well though, we were totally adrift. We were points away from it as well. People had written us off. As far as some people were concerned, we were already down in February.
Yeah.
What qualities served us well that particular night that you kind of need to go to a place like that?
You need that grit and determination. Obviously our backs were against the walls, like you said, so we kind of had to roll our sleeves up and be counted for, and that's all you want from people in football. You want to be able to look around and be like, I can rely on this person and this person. And so yeah, like I said, we were probably written off, but then to lose 2 in the last 15 against good quality League One sides, some that are now in the champ, it shows how a mindset how big it can be in football really. I've always found football's always about phases. The best teams in the world lose football games, Barcelona, Real Madrid, but you need to keep those phases short, and then obviously your winning phases, you want to try and keep them as long as possible. Obviously we've not got that at the minute, but football can change quick, good or bad, obviously. So it's just get that one win, and then you never know what it can kick-start really. We're working tirelessly. I mean, I know I am, obviously everyone can only speak for their own part, but I see it with the gaffer and the coaches. Obviously they're pulling us in. They've had a good long, hour-long, 2-hour-long chat with us the other morning. That's quite rare in football. They're doing everything they can. They're obviously trying to keep things positive and upbeat on the training pitch. So now it's up to us players to obviously go and deliver, because listen, there's a certain level that's expected of us, and we know what we can bring, but it's just about doing that. So yeah, we got to stick with it. We got to keep positive. We got to get that belief to go and win.
What also helped that night in particular though was you had somebody like Joe Pigott who got the hat-trick and was really on top of his game at that time as well. Can you see personalities and players within this current squad that we've got that will be able to perform on the day up there as well as the collective effort that's going to be needed?
Obviously in football you need those players that are going to bring those moments of brilliance, because listen, we've had games this season where we've probably arguably been the better side and not got over the line. There's obviously not a big difference in some games, but obviously we're working hard where we don't want it to be fine margins. We want to win games and win them comfortably. But obviously, like the Colchester game at home this season, we was on the right side of it. But then obviously you look at the Barrow game. I think the second half we played them off the park at home, but we was on the wrong side of it. So football was a bit like that. You need those moments of brilliance where it can relieve the pressure. Really, obviously Chiz has had a couple of brilliant free kicks. So yeah, those moments can change games really. I think when you get them goals, then obviously it gives you that confidence to go and play. So it's just about bringing it all together for us, and that's what we're, like I said, working hard to do.
Brilliant, Will. Thanks very much indeed for your time, and
Perfect,
good to see you on the way back with the injury.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, pal.